members, clarification, big on Ms. Garrity. Well, Senator King has offered up two amendments.
One amendment right
One
now.
amendment to his, and so we will not have to vote on this amendment because he is the sponsor of it, and so he has offered it. So we will continue to go ahead and question him if you have any questions concerning his main amendment, and he's offered up his amendments to his amendment. So, well, we'll go back to the top of the queue, and I have Representative Miller.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senator King, just for my clarification, right now, in real life, I'm a slumlord, have rental property, and I have to disclose on my SFI how much that MDM Investments pays me every year. If MDM Investments were to rent a house to one of these providers, and let's say that a provider comes in, wants to rent a house or several houses of mine for, let's say, $5,000 a month over market value. That's totally legal. There's nothing illegal about that, and I can do that. It's free enterprise. I can do that, but and I think that would raise some eyebrows in this body. However, on my SFI, I do not have to report anything other than what MDM Investments pays me personally to run the business. And we all know, how that might look. So I guess my question is, if I were renting houses to one of these other state agencies, the agencies would have to report that they were doing business with me.
Yeah, no, you would have to report with them, and as you mentioned earlier, that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about, that if a Medicaid provider came to you and wanted to rent 10 houses off of you for $5,000 or over that amount, or even if it was for fair market value, either one,
Right.
Then yes, you should have to report it the same way if you did business with whatever state agency came in. If the emergency management came in and had to rent some places up there in a crisis off of you to rent for a while, then you would have to disclose that. So
we would already have to be disclosing from these other state agencies. Right now, the Medicaid providers seem to be the only one, if I'm not mistaken, that are not having to be disclosed.
There's a lot of disclosure out there, and I mean, we can over disclose, whereas, like I said, as an individual member, I've been down here 11 years. I don't think there's been a whole lot of people down here in this room that's been down here as long as I do. And the last thing I want to do is get a gotcha thing out here, get something that's going to make you look bad in the newspaper, because trust me, I've had that. But on the other hand, if a Medicaid provider wanted to influence a legislator and did it through personal services, then yes, and we decide billions of dollars worth of Medicaid, it is a huge part of our budget, then yes, it should be disclosed. There's other states, folks, that are doing something similar to this too. And this is nothing different than a bill that I passed, that I introduced. This is nothing I'm surprising anybody with. This past session, I introduced it.
Can I have one follow-up?
All right.
Mr. Chair? So, again, we go back to the point that if I do choose to rent to these folks at an absurd amount over market value, which is strictly between me and them, and there's nothing illegal about that, this rule change does not prohibit that.
No.
in any case. It just says there has to be a clear record of it. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Sounds fair to me. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right.